p.m. and we have. Okay. Are we live now? I think we are live now, huh? Right? Okay. Again, welcome everyone to the Happy Talk tonight. It's our last Happy Talk of the year, and we have 7 p.m. Singapore time and 11 o'clock. No, actually 12 o'clock Switzerland time. So we were talking today from Singapore to Switzerland, and we have a nice guest, which is Sandy Wong, which is an old friend of mine also now, and I'm very happy to have this talk with you today. Welcome, Sandy.
Thank you, Jackie. It's nice to be here. Yeah, thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, you are most welcome, most welcome. You must be very busy end of the year because it's only a few days and then the year is over. So it's like a lot of people are wrapping up and yeah. So let's have this happy talk for half an hour. We will have 30 minutes time, and I would like to ask you a few questions if that's fine.
Yeah,
And tell us a bit first more about your background. Introduce yourself and what are you enjoying doing, about your family, profession, etc.
sure. Okay, so I'm married. I have children, and yeah, it's quite a nice family. And I run a business. I'm running a restaurant. And what I love to do, I enjoy studying the ancient wisdom that we're going to talk about more. And it changed my life, and it was something, well, it's something really, really amazing. And other things that I like to do, I like to run book clubs. I like to be in the book clubs, to study with a group of people, like-minded people, and we all grow together. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me how many children you have.
How many, what? Book clubs?
How many children do you have now?
Children. Okay, I have five.
5 children. That's a lot, exactly. You have a big family. And
Yes.
what kind of restaurant do you run, if I can ask?
Again? What kind
What
of?
kind of restaurant do you run? You said you run a restaurant, right?
Yes, I run a Japanese ramen restaurant.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
should go and visit her. It's a very nice restaurant in Singapore, and I had my lunch there already several times actually.
yeah.
Yes, thank you. Tell me more a bit. Also, how did you get to know Diamond Cutter?
I got to know Diamond Cutter a few years ago, when I was having a lot of problems, and I
Mm-hmm.
chanced upon it, and I was talking to a friend, and a friend, Gina, was introducing me at the time. She started learning something, and she said, "Why not just come and listen?" So I started off with joining book clubs, attending book
Mm-hmm.
clubs. That's how I got
Ah,
to know Diamond Cutter.
yes, that's nice. So, what you said you had some issues or problems. Can you elaborate a bit more? What was the concern, before you actually joined these book clubs, and also the reason why you joined then the study groups, right?
Lots of problem, but that's not the
Like
reason
what?
why I joined the book club. I didn't know the book club could do such amazing things. But at that time, I have a lot of issues with my spouse, my husbands. We were fighting all the time for a few years, and it just got worse and worse until such time that I just didn't know what to do with my marriage. It was just horrible. And then my relationship with my children were also not very good. Not very good. They were not close to me. They didn't, I feel they didn't feel like talking to me. So
Uh-huh.
I felt that I was not loved. I was not, appreciated, although I felt that I did a lot of things for the family, and that's for family. And in my business, I encountered a lot of problem as well. I had a bunch of staff which were at the time not cooperative, not caring, and selfish and all that. And I just gave up on getting good staff. I thought that, oh, it's just a matter of luck. I just didn't have that luck, and that's it. Forget it. So that was how. And running the business was very tough in that kind of situation. In the kind of environment where just not happy. I went to the shop and I saw everybody, I saw every stuff. I was just like, it was that bad. For me personally, as a person, I think I didn't have a life. I was just doing everything routine. I had to run the shop, I have to work, and at home I just have to get groceries, do all the routine stuff. But I do not have anything that I feel fulfilling, because after all, I'm so unhappy. So I was like worried all the time, fearful all the time, angry all the time. I don't know what else you can you name it. I had it. It was just stress. Yeah, it's just basically my whole world is not a happy world. Yeah. So I is whether it's personal, family, or career, or business, it was just really not good. So yeah, that was how I was.
This
Yeah.
was some years ago, right?
Yes, some years ago. Yeah, some years ago. But the funny thing about diamond cutter system is that many people come to the system because they encounter such problems. Some of them like a lot. Like me, I had a lot. Some of them maybe just one issue with the husband.
Yeah.
That's all. But for me, it was like all, and yeah, it's very interesting. That was how even when but I did not like go to diamond cutter intentionally, but somehow something will just lead you there. It happens to a lot of our friends. Yeah.
Yes. Well, that sounds really challenging, Sandy. You had really issues and challenges on all fronts, privately and business-wise, and then your children, your husband. I mean, it's really, I don't even know how you endure that. That's really sounds, yeah, very, very drastic. And so you mentioned you got introduced to the study group, right, by China, and then did you also attend some workshops, or you just attended the study group first? So what happened then?
Yes, I attended a study group first without knowing what it was. My friend just said, just come and see, just come
Yeah.
and listen. So, but it was very funny. At that time, I had a question in mind that somebody was asking me, what keeps you going every day? And I had no clue. It was just
Mm.
routine. It was just like automatic, but I really have no answers to these deeper questions.
Yeah.
And somebody also asked me that what do you look forward to? What's your purpose, or what's your goal in life? Things like that. I couldn't answer at all, not at all, and I didn't even have time or didn't even think about it. And then that was how I thought that I was very desperate for answers at that time, and I felt that if I couldn't answer all these questions, something is very wrong. And I felt very disturbed at that time for a couple of weeks. And that was how when my friend mentioned, and then I started asking my friends, hey, what keeps you going? And then what do you look for, to forward to in your life? And then that was how I gathered some answers. And that was how I chanced upon the book club. And that was I think I was hoping that I could get some answer here and there all over the place. Yeah, everywhere. So yeah, that was how I
So you
started.
must have found some answers in these study groups or these book clubs, right?
Okay,
Looks like.
I initially not yet. Not it didn't come like the first time I attended, I got answers. But the funny
Mhm.
thing is when I attended, I felt there was something very I have never come across, I have never heard about. And then there was a group of people, and I felt that hey, they are just very happy people. They were just very happy in the session, talking about something that they're so enjoyable. And it's a book club that we read a book, and I actually didn't understand the book. I read it, we were reading, we'll take turn reading, and then I couldn't understand what it was. I really didn't understand the content of the book. But what I understood was when they talk about their life, and when each and everyone they share about their life, about work, about family, husband, kids. Oh, I can resonate a lot, and I could understand. At least I could understand. And what made me felt very curious was, why are all these people so happy in one room? It's just like 10 or 15 of them, but I'm one who was not happy. And how are these people so happy? And I couldn't imagine. And that was how I was drawn to come back again and again. I just felt there was a group. It's like there was a force, there was some energy that draw. It just drew me in, that I would just want to come back and listen again, although I didn't understand the book.
Yes.
That was how it began.
And you saw people transforming already there, right? Or went through that transformation, I assume, right?
At that time, not yet. I haven't seen it with my eyes, but I heard stories. So somebody mentioned this person, that story, and this and that. I thought, wow, I heard a lot of amazing stories, all started with problems. So they all started with problems, whether it's a relationship, a business, money issues, financial issues, or even health issues. So everybody had issues. And somehow they studied something, they learned something which I didn't know what, and they all saw changes, and those changes were amazing. And I thought, wow, how could that happen? So I look for stories to listen to, and I look for answers like that, and those were inspiring. And
Yeah.
that was how I kept staying there to listen to stories. Their success
Interesting.
stories. Yeah.
Wow, so interesting. And then, so you read certain books, right? And when these book clubs, which are free, by the way, there are various book clubs at different times. Also, you can meet physically, but also on Zoom now, and also worldwide, but in Singapore especially, and Malaysia. And did you also then started to attend some workshops
Yes.
from Dhamaka?
After
Which ones? Share a bit more.
which one? I have, okay, there are 12 levels,
Yeah.
12 foundation levels, where I have attended all of them, level 1 to 12. And
All
now,
of them. You attended all of them.
yes.
Wow.
And I attended, I think, maybe six of them in the first year, in the first year.
In the first year, already six workshops.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
that's a lot. And that was physical. At that time, it was physical, right? You had to travel to somewhere, right? To Malaysia, I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think six or seven of them I attended in the first year. So it was like when I first attended book club, it was just exploring, but I heard a lot of stories, amazing stories, and I started to apply certain things that I learned in the book club, and I saw a shift in me, and that was how I was inspired to attend the lessons, the courses, because the courses are structured. They are very structured with all the live tools that helps us to use it better and also with a deeper understanding of why things like that. Because in the book club is more scattered, is here and there. So I get to learn bits and pieces, but I want to learn more. I want to master it. I want to use it. I was just desperately want to look for solutions to my life, different problem areas of my life. So I was very desperate. Mm, yeah, and learning, studying the courses and attending the book clubs and learning from people, my friends. Coming to Diamond Cutter System is like I was like stepping up into a new world, into a world that I never knew before. It was like I never knew there was such a world exists, that people do things differently. Values are values, yeah, it's different. Things think differently, act differently, behave differently, and people develop a good heart. I think a lot of us have good heart in merit. I think a lot of us we do have good hearts, but they're all buried. Like for me, I felt that I was a very cold person. I was a very hard person. I was, yeah, not compassionate, not loving around. I'm selfish and all that. But deep inside, I felt that I was a good person. But my behavior doesn't show, or rather at the time, it didn't show that I was loving, caring, and all that. But through learning the Dharmakaya system, it is all like, I just uncover myself, and I began to appreciate myself that, hey, actually I'm not bad. I'm compassionate, I'm loving, I'm caring, and it just,
Yeah.
yeah. So
It,
that's a
Mhm.
lot of self-discovery. Yeah.
It's very hard to imagine you are not compassionate or not warm and very cold. This is something, this is Sandy, I would not know. And very hard to imagine that actually, as I know you now, in the last 5 years. So I just want to ask, how did you transform then yourself and also your business, and as well, what was the impact on a personal level, with your children, your 5 children, right? And also your husband.
Yes, lots of changes. It's like I'm moved to another world, and
Mhm.
everything changed, including my family, my business, and myself. It's like a whole new set, a whole new set. So when I learned the system, I used the life tool that I learned. I learn from people's stories, what they do, and I just follow. And even without very deep understanding at that time in the beginning, I just did what they did. Okay. They did this and I just follow, and I saw
Oh,
changes.
yeah.
And I saw, now my husband and I had very bad relationship at that time. We couldn't even talk properly. We couldn't speak in harmony, and we were just fighting. In one or two sentences, we started to fight, and I was always judging him, and he was always yelling at me. And the transformation came very quickly for this part. It was within a month. I saw tremendous change in him, that suddenly he became um he started to ask me like whether I needed transport, I needed this or needed that. And then he started to mellow down. Yelling was lower, less, not as loud. And I got a shock that, oh, it never happened that way. And it was a sudden shift, you see, because we were fighting for years. And within a month, there was a sudden drop of that temper. I was shocked. And he started to be more caring, and just fulfill some of my wishes, big and smaller ones, that asked me, oh, whether you would like to have dinner, whether you would like to have these choices. And last time was not like that. Then yeah, so it was so amazing. And then it just kept improving. Like after about a year or two, it just escalated, that he could even like read my mind. I was so shocked that if I think of something that I want, he would just present it to me. He would just
Without even asking.
yeah, without me asking.
Oh,
So
wow,
I
that's
was like,
amazing.
yeah, like I was thinking that so many things in my house, I want to do decluttering, and I'm so lazy to move things around, to carry. And I think a couple of months. Then suddenly one day, he mobilized everyone in the family. He said, let's declutter some of the things, get rid of the things, and everyone go and sort out your rooms. And I was like, in my room, I was looking at all the rooms, and I saw people running up and down, moving their things down. And yeah, and my husband would say that, come, I clear your cupboard, I clear your wardrobe, and look at this. You just let me know what you want and what you don't want. I will discard for you, and I will keep it for you. And this is just one of the many examples. One of the many examples that
Yes.
um I have some wishes. He just carried out. And yeah, and last time he will talk me down, and he will talk about me in front of my children and say, hey, mommy doesn't know this, doesn't know that, then I felt that, wow. But now he will say that, ask mommy first, see what mommy likes, let mommy decide. So there's a lot of this kind of example. That's for my husband. And for my
Yeah.
children, we are able to talk much, much, much more in harmony. They will get things for me, they will buy things for me, they will consider me. Unlike last time, I felt that they never put me into consideration, you know. And then for my business, my staff just changed totally from very selfish and they're not cooperative. And even when I ask them to do something, they say, no, Sandy, it cannot be done. It's very difficult. So I cannot get things done in my shop. But after that, after I learn and I apply it and I use the life tools, they will say that whenever I ask them to do something, they will always say, yes, sure, okay. And they will just do it for me. And
Wow.
and my staff just became more loving, more caring. Really, they are just become a bunch of caring people, loving people. Not that they do not have conflict at all. They still, but it's a lot less now.
So they
It
can
used
solve it. Mhm.
yeah, they just fade away, you know, all these conflicts, disharmony, quarrels, you know, they just disappear. It happened once in a while. It doesn't last that long. It's not so hostile, but they just go away. And lately, the past 1 2 years, is quite rare. They are just generally loving, caring, care for each other. They take care of each other. They're smiling all the time. So
The dream
yes,
team.
yeah. So the three big areas in my life, okay, then including myself, that I
Yes,
feel
important.
okay, including myself, the biggest takeaway, and it happened in the very beginning also was I felt very peaceful
Yeah.
inside. I just felt I was never peaceful. It was never. It was I was always very nervous, uh, worried all the time, angry. So worried and angry is already a killer. So I felt wow, anger just kind of disappear. Even if yeah, I still do have, you know, upset at times, but it would just go away very quickly.
Mhm.
And I feel in general, sometimes I just sit down and I just feel happy without anything happening. And I just feel that joy. And also, one very important thing is I feel the calmness. The calmness is something, it is really a gem. When you feel calm, you're able to think better. I'm able to focus better, and I'm clearer of what I want and what I don't want. And I have time to sit down and relax and think in a much calmer way. And all these need this calmness and that inner peace, which is very, very, very important. To me, this is
Yeah.
a very, very important thing that I have gained in this system. And because of that calmness that I have, I'm able to sort out all other areas in my life, like my business and my family, all requires this calm mind, which I was very amazed. Yeah. And the system never stopped to amaze me. It's just keep giving me, it's like magic all the time. You know, it keeps repeating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That really sounds magical, and you have to say, I mean, it's what a transformation, and you have attended all levels already. So that's why no wonder you're like a mentor to me also, like an expert already in this seed system. It's so beautiful also to hear. And as you said, it's like a gem. So because yeah, then you don't have emotions, right, steering you when you have the peace and this calmness, which is
Yes.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how did you now the next question is how do you sustain the transformation, right? You're still in the system for I don't know how many years now already.
6 years. 6 years.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you did a very fast track actually, right? Quite speedy learning on all the skills and the life tools in the workshops. And how did you sustain? Yes. So now you're still in the system. what are you doing? Because you're very active, as I know.
Okay, yeah, sustaining in the system is very important. I've seen friends who come and get very good result, they disappeared. What I noticed that is that we need to know how to sustain it. So in a set system is we give what we want, right? So whatever I want, I have to give to other people, and that's very simple. I just keep giving whatever I
Yeah.
want, I keep giving, and then it keeps coming back, and that's how it sustains. So um, don't stop giving, just keep giving, and we learn how to give. It's just not like simply. I mean, giving is complicated, but it's not difficult. But we just have to learn how it works and how to give. And slowly you'll find yourself transformed. You're not giving just give like that. You love, you begin to love people, and when you give with love, it's very different. So what I do is I also do volunteer work. I love to do volunteer work, like I serve in a book club, I serve in some events, some talks, and to help people to learn the seed system. And it is really something that I really hope that everybody get to learn, because when when I experience this changing by learning the system, it's I wish I had learned this like 5, 10 years ago. If I knew it like 5 years earlier, my life would have been a lot better 5 years earlier, that I wouldn't have to suffer that few years, and I have suffered long time already. So, and I really want to share with people that, hey, this is something, just come and explore and try it. You listen to me, you don't have to believe me, you just try it and test it. That was how I did it, because I heard a lot of stories right in the beginning. And if these people it can happen to them, then it could happen to me as well. So I just want to try it. And true enough, when I try it, I got all the results, and that's how, and I just keep doing it, and that's how it just keeps sustaining it. And yeah.
Yes. Yes. I remember when I started 5 years ago, and you were there in every study group. We were even Tuesday and Thursday we met, and two books, Karma of Love, and then also the karmic management. And sometimes we went for lunch afterwards, because this was before the Corona time, right? You even helped me more on certain, questions or issues I had. So you're always, since 5 years, my mentor. So if you have any questions, you can always approach Sandy. She's amazing in this matter. It's really that helped me also to stay, and come back always, because you already went through all this huge transformation. So what is your next goal, Sandy? Last question.
My next goal,
For today.
I would love to have financial freedom, which that financial freedom, I have not talked about it, but it got better and better. But now I want to be financially free.
Yeah.
That's what my goal is. And then the other one is I would like to have a passionate business. That's something that is meaningful, that I'm really passionate about. I would like to explore that. So yeah, these are my two goals.
Beautiful. What a lovely story, and a transformational change story as from you. Thank you for sharing, Sandy. It's really so honored to have you here today with me, my happy talk, which is the last happy talk of the year also. So now also to the audience that you have heard from Sandy's story, hopefully this was also inspiring to you, her sharings, and also the love and the peace and calmness she shared. And this is all part of the success with the diamond cutter system. And you also can do and achieve that, just visit also the Diamond Cutter Wisdom webpage. It's called diamondcutterwisdom.com. And on /courses, you will see the upcoming courses, which will start in January next year. And the foundational course are actually level 1, 2, 3, as well as the level 4 and 5. So in February, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th February, we have level 4 and 5, which is about relationships. And then level 1 to 3 will be in April on the, let me see, April, in April, I think it's 13th and 14th of April, but it will be announced on the website soon. And also for those who have not started yet or joined the study group, there's so many study groups also, I think you find on the website. have a look. Otherwise, ask us also, someone you know, or check on the Facebook site where we are live now. And yeah, and there's also a wealth mastery workshop in January on the 14th, which is about the step number 1, because you will learn various tools, and there's 4 steps, as well as the pen story, the famous pen story. And so there's a lot of more to learn about. So thank you very much for listening today and tuning in. And that's it for this year, actually, and this evening on the Happy Talk. And until then, it is here Sandy and Jackie saying good night and see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Jackie, for
Bye,
inviting.
Sandy. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Yes. Good job.
Hey.
Good job.
Oh,
You're done.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she need to run.
Yeah.
Shall we,
Sorry, Sandy, I talked too much.
shall we take a picture, Jackie?